Family bringing us all sorts of inventions as they're constantly inventing some of the coolest things we have here at QVC. And this is really, really special. This is what we're calling the Matteo 2-in-1 hanging or staked bird feeder. Clearance price is $44.99, 3 easy payments of $15. You are saving $27 off of our original QVC price that was $72. There is no reorder on this one, and we have 2 different color options for you to choose from right now. So this one that I'm standing here in front of is the oil rubbed bronze, which is so pretty. Let me move that chain so you can see that nice oil rubbed on there. And then we also have it available here in the vintage nickel. Now you're seeing it kind of on this base here, but it also comes with a chain that allows you to go ahead and lose that bottom base part and go ahead and then hang this in a really beautiful sort of way. There's this really cool outdoor museum up in New York called Storm King. And I'm seeing this and like, it just gives me that kind of a vibe of like outdoor sculptural art piece, but done in a really beautiful way. We've got little succulents and flowers in here, but think about putting your bird seed in here for the different birds. And I just learned that different birds like different kinds of bird feed. I guess I should have known that, but I think that this is so cool. All right, let's welcome in our very special guest, Jack Yeiser, who's going to tell us a little bit more about this wonderful piece of art. Hey, Jack, it's good to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you in a while.
Exactly. It's been a while, and I'm glad to be on here to tell everyone about the beautiful Matteo bird feeder. Now, I think one of the things that you touched on, which is so great, is that this is like sculpture, but it's also useful. So you can use it in your home, and it has a functional purpose to feed all the birds, to feed the wildlife. But it is something that's beautiful. It's not some plastic tube that's just sitting out there hanging, and if it gets a little dirty, it just doesn't look very good. You can use this in so many ways, and they'll always look beautiful. And to me, I think one of the things that's so great about this is so many times if you buy a bird feeder, you either have to get a staked standing one, or you have to get one that hangs and it'll hang in your patio. But the nice thing about this is the Matteo can do both. So if you want to have your bird feeder down on the grass, maybe there's no trees, maybe you have no trees in your backyard, you can get the Matteo. If you don't have a patio, you can hang, or if you don't have an overhang on your patio, you can get the Matteo because you don't need somewhere to hang it since it'll stand on its own. But if you have a tree that you would love to have a bird feeder in, if you have a patio with an overhang that you would love to put a bird feeder in, you have the chain and you have the option to hang it. And again, you get 5 pounds of bird feed because each cup holds a little bit over a pound.
Oh, perfect.
And so you can easily get 5 pounds of bird seed in here, or 5 pounds, whatever you like in here. This is really just amazing opportunity to make a functional, artistic piece for your garden and your home.
Yeah, I love that you said that. A lot of times we see bird feeders and it's, could be plastic or a little piece that's just hanging out, and those are fine. But this really does take it to the next level. I mean, look at what you're seeing. It's sort of hung here. It's really pretty. And as Jack was saying, each and every one of these cups is going to hold a pound each of that bird feed. And there's also a little drain hole at the bottom. So in the event that it does rain or maybe the sprinklers get in there, you've got that drainage hole down at the bottom. So you're not going to have a little soupy porridge in there for the birds. But just imagine like each one of the little birds coming over here, having their own little spot to hang out.
I know.
That's so nice and pleasant and charming. And that's what makes us want to go outside and kick back and enjoy our space when we put pieces outdoors like this. Right, Jack?
Exactly, and if you put in different bird feeds, it will be like an all-you-can-eat bird buffet because you can separate it out so that there's none of them fighting over the same bird feeder. I feel like that's one thing, whenever we have these, we leave cameras out for hours to film all the birds that'll come up to the Matteo, and so many flock, and so many different kinds flock to the Matteo, and it's because they have that space. They can get their own space, because sometimes, if you've ever seen those birds, they get after a bird feeder, they get a little territorial.
They do.
And so having that space to where one can be on the bottom left, one can be on the top right, they're more likely to be around each other when they have that space to perch and they have the different areas to feed. Because, the last thing you want is to have 5 birds that might go to your bird feeder, but they can't because there's one big bird hogging all the food.
Exactly. I love that. I mean, you made a really good point, honestly. When a few birds come on over, things can get a little bit hectic, but there's a little bit something for everybody here. I can tell you right now that the oil rub bronze option is very popular. Lots of us loving on this one right now. But don't forget, in addition to the oil rub bronze, we also have this available here in the vintage nickel. $44.99 is tonight's clearance price. 3 easy payments of $15. That is a $27 savings off of our original QVC price that was $72. I just think that this is a really beautiful sculptural piece too. It's adding height, dimension, lots of visual interest here. I mean, a lot of us got a lot going on down low in the garden. Why not bring things up a little bit higher? And that's what you can with this one. I mean, this is really going to be something special that quite frankly, Jack, I've never seen a bird feeder like this before.
You know, it is pretty unique, and I do love that how customizable it is. Like we had started with, you can choose between a standing bird feeder like this, or you can take the base off and then hang it right there because it has the hook built in with it. But the other thing I love about this is you can see the little wing nuts on the back of each of these. Like right here, you can see this one really good. There's a little wing nut on the back of the bird feeder or of the little cups, and so you can use this to loosen it and adjust. So like, let's say I don't want this one all that high, I just loosen it up, and then what happens is I can adjust it down and then tighten it back up, and now the bird feeder is different. So you can do that to spin them around to different places, to move them up and down. If you don't want all 5 on there at once, you can just put a few on there, like 2 or 3. It really is just a great way to have a bird feeder that you can make all your own. So you don't just have the same bird feeder as everyone else in the yard or everyone else in the neighborhood. You have your own artistically beautiful bird feeder that fits exactly what you need.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have this one hung over here. It was sort of camouflaged over here, and I saw it. This one is very popular too, this oil rub bronze. So beautiful. But the fact that like now, I mean, think about hanging this from a branch, or maybe you've got some kind of overhang where you can then create that kind of dimension and that sort of design as well. I mean, honestly, you might not even see a bunch of birds come on over to hang out, but the fact that like you've got something really cool looking in your space really does take your space to a whole elevated level. And this is absolutely fantastic. You make the call which one of the 2 colors you want. The oil rub bronze that you see here with the flowers in the cups has been very, very popular. But don't forget, we also still have right next to us that vintage nickel with that brushed little silver option here. It's really, really nice. $44.99, 3 easy pays of $15. Jack, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Really nice to see you. We'll see you soon.
Good to see you again.
All right. Well, we're having all the fun here in the Garden Gap.